Alright guys, here's a quick update about the extruder assembly. This is Composer 450 and we had an issue with the nozzle clog, right? So the nozzle is being cleaned, so we clean it out and currently it is extruding just fine. Okay, now to get down to this just fine status of the filament, we had to really play with the parameters a lot. So let's see one by one. Okay, so here's the hopper, and inside the hopper you see these are the PLA pellets, right? So these are the pellets we put into the hopper, and then you have a very long screw or single screw extruder. So that screw rotates, and you have 4 heating zone at 4 different positions. And so as it goes through the heating zone, it gets melted, and then it comes out of the nozzle as a semi-molten form, right? So let's see, this is PLA, and the parameters right now I'm working with, it's extruding at a 6 RPM extrusion rate, 180, 195, 195, 190. These are the 4 temperatures at all these different zones, and the nozzle is 4 millimeter. Okay, so here at the nozzle you see that's a 4 mm nozzle, and then when the material is coming out, it is going through this puller, right? So this puller mechanism is pulling, so this filament is in tension, and it sets the diameter. Okay, normally we use the automatic set to make 1.75 millimeter filament, but somehow this sensor is not functioning, so I can't see in the display what is the diameter. So what I did, I changed it to manual and played with the pulling speed, okay, and manually calculate the diameter what I'm getting through a slide calipers. Okay, let's take the current diameter what you see. So currently, let me measure. This is close to 1.75, 1.8. So this is 1.8, and let's take another one. What is that? 1.73. This is 1.8. So it's in the zone. Okay, it's between 1.7 to 1.8. So I think as long as this is inside 1.8, it is fine. We can 3D print with this filament. If you want to make those changes, let's go to the menu, and currently I am going to this material preset, right? And I choose one of this PLA and then modified that PLA parameters. So if you don't do any changes, go back and settings. Okay, the settings is the button where you click to see all the different variables. So heater 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the extrusion speed. So if you want to change anything here, so that's the place to make the changes. Okay, currently I have a fan speed of 80%. So if you want to change that, we can also change here from 80% to I don't know, maybe 70%. Okay, let's see what that change or what that makes in difference or not. Normally it would make a very minor change. Okay, and the filament diameter expected 1.75, and all other parameters, these are set for the automatic pulling speed, right? So it is saying it is automatic, but actually I changed that to maintain 1.75. I changed that. So if you go to the speed tuning, okay, speed tuning, click OK, and here instead of automatic I have it manual. Okay, and the speed currently it is 1050 millimeters per minute. So that's it. Now we still have to work on the sensor because this is not showing anything, but we can work that out once this batch is done. So here is this optical sensor that measures the diameter. Okay, and as I said, if we still doesn't have it working, we can always measure with this slide calipers, and it is currently 1.69 ISO. So it is fine, right? It is working. Now, of course, if you don't know your material, or if you don't know your compositions, like what are the fibers you're mixing, or what are the nanoclays or percentage of different reinforcing materials, that might change the material property. So there you have to spend a lot of time to find these parameters. Okay, so it might take a couple of hours of trying to see these different parameters, but when you are trying, you must try inside the zone. Okay, so for PLA, the manufacturer's guide said the extrusion is in between 180 to 220. Okay, so I don't go to that higher 220 or 180. So I started somewhere in the middle, and that's what I got. Now if you're working with PEEK or Ultem, which is a very different types of materials, right? It might be extruding at 380, sometimes 400. So before you really extrude or run the extruder, you must know your material, the max and minimum limit, and then play with the parameters, and at the end you will basically find your perfect parameter. Okay,